Yo, welcome back. Zycor here. And today, I thought I'd read the new dossier for the new creature, Acrocanthosaurus. Now, this creature is, I guess, similar to a Rex. It was just released recently here for over the Easter holiday, and yeah, seems like it's a pretty interesting and kind of cool creature. Has some interesting abilities, and yeah, it can be very useful, I think. So if you like this dossier reading, hit that like button and subscribe as well, because yeah, we really appreciate it. But anyway, its common name is Acrocanthosaurus. Species: Acrocanthosaurus aegis. Time: early Cretaceous. Its diet is a carnivore. Its temperament is aggressive. Appearing much larger than expected, Acrocanthosaurus is a fearsome carnivorous theropod that makes even Rex look small. While doing slightly less damage than the fearsome Rex, Acro's gargantuan stature make their attacks particularly lethal against smaller opponents. When suffering from significant wounds in battle, Acro resort to using the massive flanks of their body as a sort of shield, mitigating the damage they receive considerably. This shield stance can rapidly lead to Acro entering a state of adrenaline, so be careful. This rush of adrenaline will make an Acro frighteningly fast and extremely dangerous. Acrocanthosaurus appear to be immune to the typical method of applying narcotics. I have met few survivors which have managed to tame these beasts, however, and they claim you can knock out an Acro by forcing narcotics down its throat as it gains its rush of adrenaline. No thank you. That being said, I have no doubt a tamed Acrocanthosaurus would prove very useful in combat if its tanking and adrenaline can be utilized properly. So yeah, that is the dossier. It seems like it's a pretty interesting creature. It's got some, it does say that it's got a shield stance, which, as far as what I was reading, is gives it resistance to like turrets and other ballistic type attacks. So like it can be a tank with the shield stance. That's the type of thing it can be. Which I think that buff gives it, like, its health regens some more, and it gives it some more melee damage and maybe some movement speed. That's what it looks like. And then yeah, it can be a turret soak, so that defensive stance can give it more defense to resist like turrets and other bullets. So that can be useful for, well, in PvP sense, it can be useful for raiding, as far as I know, even though I don't play PvP, but yeah. And then it can also be useful for, maybe, well, it's useful for boss armies, as far as what I was seeing. Bosses could, be taken down quite considerably with them, I guess, in that sense. It's more so that it's their adrenaline mode, because they have an adrenaline mode. When the adrenaline mode builds up, they will do more damage, and I think they'll be faster as well, and I think their health even regens in adrenaline mode. So they can be pretty formidable boss monsters. And then I should say boss battlers. That's what it would be. And then, yeah, if you see in the image, it's got like the shield icon. That's probably talking about the shield stance. Saddle, of course, they can have a saddle, and I'm not sure what that other thing is below the saddle. It's hard to tell what that icon even is. It's kind of strange. Looks like a claw. But if you see their size in relation to the survivor, it's actually quite large. It seems like they're larger than a Rex, so that's kind of interesting. You know, there's not too many things larger than a Rex. Well, there's some things larger than a Rex, but there's not too many theropods larger than a Rex. There's really only the Giga, as far as I know. So yeah, they're unique, I guess. This is also a creature coming from one of the mod creatures from Garuga. So yeah, it's basically a mod creature made into a official creature. And their taming method actually seems somewhat unique. Basically, what you do, I think, as far as what I was seeing, is you basically shoot them with a bunch of bullets, not trank bullets or anything, or not trank darts or anything, just bullets. And then when I think it's when they roar or something, you go throw narcotics or narco berries or even biotoxin in their mouth. And so basically it's like, you know, you damage them until they decide to open their mouth, and you quickly just go throw it in, and then it's like gulp. So it's an interesting method of taming that it isn't on any other creature. So yeah, it's pretty unique in that sense. But yeah, they seem like they'll be a pretty useful creature for various things in ARK, and yeah, I think they'll be pretty good for, yeah, whatever you need. But then they could even be a good alternative to a Rex. They probably can't beat a Giga, I'm sure of that. But, you know, you could probably use them in place of Rex in some instances. The dossier here does say they do slightly less damage than a Rex, but it looks like they do more damage to smaller creatures, or smaller opponents, it says. So that is interesting too. So basically they have the ability to just pick on smaller creatures. That's what it is. So it's interesting. If there's some strong smaller creatures that you need to take out, well, you know, maybe take one of these. As for, you know, if there's larger things, well, maybe a Rex would work better. Who knows? But at the same time, the adrenaline mode on these does make them pretty formidable, I think. And they could probably be used in place of Rexes if you can keep the adrenaline mode up. So yeah, I think that'd be pretty good. But it's something that you would have to be a little bit more advanced to tame, though. I think they take exceptional kibble. So yeah, that takes a little bit to get. You know, once you get one of the exceptional kibble egg layers, then you'd be able to tame one. But yeah, they look like they're going to be a pretty interesting creature, and well, yeah, we'll have to tame one sometime. So that's it for this dossier reading. Let me know what you think of the Acrocanthosaurus in the comments section, because yeah, I'd like to know what you think. But yeah, if you like this dossier reading, hit that like button. We really appreciate it, and it really helps us out a lot. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that bell icon and leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and of course share it. Also, if you're wanting to get notifications about our videos and stuff, just check out our Discord server or our website, because we post all of our stuff there. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.